All right, welcome back to Polydo for the first time. So this is actually not a welcome back. This is welcome to Polydo. I'm Jules with Lunaseco, and we are going to be going over a quick start for Polydo today, which is very exciting. This is our AI-powered productivity app and Second Brain. It has an AI planner. It has a pre-configured Second Brain, so you don't need to worry about templates like in Notion or anything like that. We've got areas, goals, projects, habits, tasks, and we're going to break down each one. We've got a nice little dashboard right here, which is where you're going to land on the first time that you come into Polydo. So if you're on Polydo solo, you won't have a drop down to get to Paging Poly. If you do have the Poly suite, then Paging Poly opens by default, and then you can switch by clicking the Paging Poly, and you can switch to Polydo. You can also get to it from the top file menu and go to dashboard, and that will bring you right here, and it will open in a new tab. It should. And the file menu might be a little bit different if you're on Polydo solo because it removes everything that is associated with Paging Poly. And certain things work a little bit differently. You have access to a little bit less if you do not have the Poly suite because Polydo is meant to integrate into Paging Poly. So there are certain things that won't be accessible, obviously, if you don't have both. But let's dive right in. So this is the dashboard. We have how many files are in my inbox, and I can go to my inbox right here. Oops. I've got today's tasks, and I also have today's tasks right here. So I can go right here, and this shows me my today's tasks. And because I have my energy set to medium, it's going to show me a recommended task for my energy. And if we come back here, we've got done today, which is 0 so far. And we've got total active goals. So if I come here, also goes to my goals. Coming up is for tomorrow, today's habits. So this is all of my habits for the moment. So we've got 2. We're going to create a new one together. And we're going to create a new task together. And there's a calendar view right here. So this doesn't show done. This shows just what's upcoming. You can see I have a lot planned for today. And then we've got some stuff that is for soon. So it's set to soon. And let's hop in. And we also have a couple that are past due. So let's jump in. So we can create a task from the task tab right here. So I can create a task right here. And let's just test task tab. We can set it for today or tomorrow, soon, next week. Soon, I believe, is 2 weeks out. Next week, obviously next week. Later this month, someday. And we can also set a specific date. We have energy needed, high, medium, low. We can set a time estimate for the task. We can set a area, a goal, and a project. Oop, there we go. And we can set subtask. This is a subtask. You can hit enter or you can hit the plus button. So if I plus or subtask 2 and enter, and we've got that. And we can add tasks now. And there we go. We have our new task right here. Now we can also create a task from here, quick task, which has a little bit more of a streamline, but you can set all of the same things. You can set your deadline, you can set your energy, etc. So quick task here, we'll just do this with no areas, goals, or subtasks, and we will say low and quick. And there we go. Capture gives you ideas, notes, brain dumps, quotes, and links. So let's do a quick idea. Book idea with mystery werewolf. Werewolf becomes detective in Seattle. Okay, and then we can control enter to send to inbox, or I can just hit capture. I'm going to do control enter or command enter on Apple. Okay, so that is capture and task, and then we've got tasks here. You can see we have overdue, today, tomorrow, soon, etc., etc. And we've got Kanban. So the Kanban shows backlog and future automatically. We've got today's task right here. Backlog will move to backlog. And we have GoPoly. So I'm really excited about GoPoly. I love GoPoly very much. And I had to get a different screen recorder just so that I could show you GoPoly. So let's do that now. So we're going to go Poly. And you can see here we have all of my tasks for today so that I can speed run these tasks and stay on track. And so that I have a timer, or I can do Pomodoro sessions. I will say I've mostly tested with the timer because that's a little bit smoother, I found, because Pomodoro, especially if you have like a bunch of little tasks, the Pomodoro, as you're completing in the Pomodoro, gets a little bit annoying for me. I personally prefer Pomodoros for doing writing sessions because I know I'm working on a singular task with the writing session, not multiple little tasks. So that's my personal preferences. I like Pomodoro for my writing tasks, maybe my editing tasks, but pretty much everything else I do with the timer. This will remember which one you had last. So make sure if you were doing a Pomodoro, maybe for a writing session, but just make sure that you have the one that you want. You can also do a quick task right here or a quick note from the sidebar. And you can stop Poly. This will close the window. And so right now we are going to really quickly too, I want to show you. So this will stay on top because you can see I'm on the main Poly. And I just wanted to show you one that we have 3 new themes that are going to be available for you for free when this video drops. We've got Cosmic Drift, we've got January Winter, and we've got Love and Light. I have to admit, Love and Light might be my new favorite theme, to be honest. So we've got those and we've got the green buttons to start. So let us go ahead and start quick task. There we go. It didn't click. And then I'm going to go here. This is focus mode. Focus mode is this cute little timer guy. If we hover over into the right corner, we can stop, we can complete, we can pause, and we can expand. So I can expand it back. I can bring it back down here, and then we can put it out of the way. And I can check mark it from here, or I can stop and close. Okay, so we're going to leave that little guy going while we do some other things. Our done tab shows all of the tasks done this week. We can also switch just to today. So this shows that we had one at 2:12 a.m., which is not true, but I think that was before I fixed the time zone situation. And then we have all time, and you can archive these. So you can archive if you want that out of the way. The done tab is really great for achievers in Clifton Strengths terminology that are people that do better with seeing what they've completed. I know I'm that way because if I don't see what I've completed, it feels like I haven't really done a lot. And so this is a really great thing for that. Now we can come to inbox. So we've got 2 items in our inbox right now. And if we come to resources, I can also see my inbox here. So my inbox right here, I can then drag to an area, a project, a goal, or a tag. So if I had maybe, let's do, so this is hashtag book ideas. Let's hashtag book idea with mermaids. Okay, so book ideas. Boop. And we're going to save. So now we have, oh, books, because I have a separation here. So that's fine. But this goes to hashtag books. And I can also drag it to there. And so now I have that here. And then this is another book idea. So we're just going to add that to books. And now I have nothing in my inbox. All resources, I have all of these set up where they are funneled into different areas. So this is just a really easy way to sort. We will be also doing, hopefully, a Chrome extension similar to Notion Chrome extension, where in your browser, you'll be able to save articles, images, videos, and things like that directly to your second brain. That's coming soon. We are working on that, but we have a lot planned for 2026. Okay, so we have journal as well. So we can do a new entry right here, or I can do a really quick gratitude. I am working on better situations for the templates here, but right now it gives you 3 little questions and then you can answer those questions and then you can save that entry. And here we have the entry. Now, organization. So we have life areas. So these are your big, overwhelming kind of areas of your life. If you've done anything with Second Brain or watched any videos about Second Brains, you know life areas are your big buckets. For me, I have writing business and I have wellness. So let's create an area together. What would be a good area? Let's do travel. Maybe travel is a really big area for me. I want it to be. And we're going to set up this little seed and we're going to put a pretty color on it and we're going to create area. And there we go. Now we have travel. Oh, I created that with almost the same wellness. That's okay. So now we have a new area. If I come back to resources, I now have travel as an area that I can save things to. Goals. So I have 2 goals that are tied to my writing goals. So let's set a new goal for travel. Go to Scotland. And so we can enter my motivation if I want. I'm going to put this to travel. There's no parent goal. So maybe travel more could be a goal. And that would be my parent goal. And then this would be a sub goal on that. But we'll just leave this as a main goal. This is for this year. Target. So if you did have words, pages, or miles, maybe miles to travel, we can do that way. Books targets, if we wanted to set a book target. Start date. And then we're going to pop this to be December 31st. And we are going to create that goal. Perfect. So now we have go to Scotland, 0% done. So 0% would be from sub goals and for tasks associated. Right here, we have 2 tasks associated with publish in January. And actually, let's, for fun, come back to tasks. So I don't think, oh, this is quick tasks that we're working on right now. So I'm going to edit task tab. That's easy to say. And I'm going to switch this to travel, go to Scotland and save. So maybe this would be look at flights or hotels or save a certain amount of money. So we're going to do that. So actually, we're going to hit check. Yay, that's complete. And now I can switch to task. Oh my God, I cannot speak. That is a really hard thing to say, though, to my advantage. And actually, really quickly, we're going to go to themes. And I'm going to put this back on focus and pop him over here. And I'm noticing, I think that this is a success color. So I'm going to lighten the success color on the theme. And then, yeah, if we come back here. So that's just a little bit easier to see. And that's how easy it is to change a theme. If a color isn't suiting you or something is hard to read, you can very easily change that in the theme builder. So I'm going to pop him back to our little timer. And to get to theme, you can come from here, themes, or you can come from the dropdown. If you go all the way down, it says open theme builder, and that will open this. And then you can hit the little pencil to change any of these to your heart's desire. These are great starting points. They don't have to be the be-all end-all. The only ones that I don't believe are edited. Oh, I think you can actually even edit the default ones. So there you go. Word to the wise that if you are on the free forever version, if you download any of the themes from the website, those are going to be considered custom themes. So just a heads up on that. Okay. Coming back to dashboard. Let's see, where were we? I shouldn't be tapping that. Okay, so we did a goal and we're working on a task on that goal. So projects, new project. So this is where it would be a little bit different if you do not have Paging Poly, because you would not have books to link to if you do not have Paging Poly. So that's perfectly fine. But we're going to say save new project. Actually, let's do new branding. It's going to be the project, and we're going to change the color to that color, lime. Why not? Start date is going to be today. Deadline, let's say I'm giving myself to the end of February to finish what this project is about. New branding or new pen name. Okay, and we're going to set a little writing icon there. Active area, let's say writing business. Goal, it's not associated with a goal, so it's just associated with an area. We don't have a parent project. Estimated items, so we're not worrying about that because we're not doing books, and we're going to create project. And now we have new branding as a project, and we have a due date right here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and create a new habit. So we're going to say take vitamins. Daily is fine. Let's do little muscles. We'll pick a color. Why not? And daily, so you can do weekdays, weekly, custom, create habit. And you will see that we don't have anything for today. So if we come back to dashboard and we have currently at total, you can also do in a row. So in a row is a streak, and then total gives you a kind of streak feel without any of the shame of missing a day. Because, hey, like you've done this 4 times. That's really cool. So you can do that, or you can do a consistent streak. It's up to you which one you've set. So we'll have in a row. So we have a 2-day streak. We have a 1-day streak. Let's do 3 just so that we have some different numbers. And so if I come here, now we have 4, now we have 1, and now we have 3. So that's how you can check off in the dashboard. And then if we come back here, it is now checked. Time tracking. So our little pills, when they are done, or our sidebar is done. Let me get the screen recorder guy out of the way. When those are done, then they are logged into your timer logs. So you can see here we have different timer logs set. And then if we come back here, we do have our done tasks for the day. So if we come to done, we now have 3 done today. So if we go to switch, there we have those. And if we went into GoPoly and we finish this, so if you do stop one, it doesn't say that it's been completed. It will just stop the timer. And when you do that, it also shows that it was interrupted, so that it was stopped and it was interrupted instead of completed. Okay, and the last feature, but definitely not the smallest feature, is our AI Planner Chat. AI Planner Chat was designed with definitely neurodivergence in mind. It was designed with me in mind. Everything I've built is because I wanted it to exist first. And basically, you can enter in your brain dump. You can ask it to create those tasks for you. and it will create those tasks for you. It can also create areas, habits, projects, and goals, and notes. So if we have here, so we have tools are set to full. So full is areas, goals, projects, etc. But I can have it turned off if I just want to have a chat, which might be great if you're using like Spark. So maybe you're just brainstorming some ideas for your book. So that would be great with Spark if you want to have that off, and that also lowers the context. When you have tools on like task or full, it is sending to the model how to format those projects and things. I have a free model up here set. So I have GPT OSS 120B free is set to temperature of 7 and max tokens is 4096. If we come here, this is the same window that you should be familiar with in Paging Polly as well. Okay, and so let's just say I would like some tasks to be added tomorrow for doing dishes, going for a walk, and working on my newsletter. Can you set those up for me? And set time estimates and energy level, please. And if we go at, this is also additional context that you can add. So we already know about the tools. We can also add today's tasks, all active tasks, so it knows what tasks are already scheduled, overdue tasks that may need to get pushed forward, projects, goals, habits, energy level, time track today, time this week, weekly time breakdown, and upcoming schedule if we wanted to. But we're just going to go with that, and we have task tool on, and I'm just going to hit enter. All right, so it's going to talk about these, and then it's going to write the tool call for us. And now here it says it wants to create 3 tasks. Yes, do. Great. And now if I come over to tasks and I look at tomorrow, I've got go for a walk, work on the newsletter, and do the dishes. We've got low energy for 20 minutes, medium high on work on newsletter, and then we have medium for go for a walk and 30 minutes there. So you can see how easy that is. And then we could also ask it for some ideas on, let's say, okay, I need to do a landing page for my website, but I keep putting it off. Can you help me break that down into smaller steps and subtasks and schedule for January 20th, 2026? Let's actually not put in the year, and let's see if it will know that we're talking about January 20th of this year. All right, let's go and see. Because time horizon today and tomorrow, I've already tested. So let's see. Let's break down into bite-sized pieces, subtasks, clarify the goal and audience, gather inspiration, sketch a wireframe, write headline and subline, draft core copy, core visuals, create a high fidelity mockup, quick sanity check, build the page. All right, so we have plenty of subtasks here. 5 hours, 15 minutes. Quick task, quick what if sparks. What if you turn the hero image into a start looping GIF? That would be a terrible idea. Okay, so let's say, okay, let's do the main task as landing page, do the building as the only build step, no mockup or frame, just pulling blocks from Brixies, and then the copy tasks, and have those as a subtask for the main one. Thank you. All right, let's see. It might ask me a couple more questions. We'll see. Okay, so it's going to give me it's going to refine that. Landing page, build page, write the copy, add a copy and images, test and polish, launch and celebrate, total time. Yes. Okay. What the task manager will see. Parent task, if any. Let's see. Okay, so it did go to 2024. I need January 20th, 2026. Otherwise, please create that task and subtask now. All right, so let's see. I just added subtasks, so I'm hoping that the subtask actually adds properly. I think these are doing it as individual tasks. Oh, it says parent task landing page, so we'll see. Okay, so Sass, yes, do it. Let's see. Tests soon. Interesting. Okay, so we're gonna pause. Okay, so I just did some hardening screen here, but we do have subtasks supported and we have the due date. So if you did want to say, hey, I want to do this on the 20th, we are now sending the date and time through. So it should know what year it is, and this did. And it will also do subtasks all in one go. So you can have a main task and then you can have subtasks. The main task has the estimated time on it. I think long term, we probably will have energy level and time estimates for subtasks, but for right now, I'm very happy with this, and it shows done, successfully executed one action, which was to create a task with subtasks. And if we come over to tasks, if I go to soon, it now has January 20th, create landing page, and it shows the subtask there. So it is working properly now. That is something to keep in mind though, as we're working with the AI planner, is that this is a JSON coding block is how the tool is called right now. And so if something doesn't go through and it doesn't prompt you to approve the action, then just give it like another try. Because especially with the free models, sometimes they're a little bit unpredictable with their formatting. So we have, to the best of our ability, strengthened the prompting on the back end, but that still might come through a little bit wonky sometimes. So if it doesn't trigger the action itself, just give it another go and double check that the task is still on. Sometimes it will have an error or a bug, or it will start thinking differently and it will just change this to, it'll turn off the tool. So make sure that's on. And if you do find that to happen, please message me on Discord or email us at hello@lunaseco.com so that I know that's still happening, because we've done a lot of hardening to prevent that from happening. The other thing right now, just make sure that you're still on the persona that you want. We will be working to persist that per chat. But right now it defaults back to Polly automatically. And so if you wanted to be on Coach or Sage or Spark, just make sure that you are double checking if you leave the page and come back, even if you go from a different tab and come back, just double check that is still there. And that is how you use AI Planner. You can do brain dumping. You can definitely give it your goals and your tasks and ask it to help you prioritize in alignment with your goals. That was the key one that I really wanted, was like, I have these goals, but I'm not hitting those goals. Obviously, that breaks down to daily tasks. And if you're talking to the AI planner, you can say, hey, I'm not hitting my goals, and these are the tasks I have. And then the AI planner can say, you don't have any tasks associated with this goal. That might be something to look at. These are great tools, and we'll only be building it up from here. This is the kind of MVP of the AI planner that we're definitely going to go further with from here. And then really quickly, if you right click, so you can send to inbox, you can send to paging Polly, and you can save the chat and you can rename the chat. You can also just drag it to a folder. So these are folders actually. So if I drag, this is a folder or that is a folder, and that will save it. If you look here, there's a little time button right here. It says chat retention settings. If we click here, you can have it set where it auto deletes unsaved chats after 24, 48 hours, 3 days, 1 week, 30 days, or never, depending on your preferences. Save chats with a bookmark icon never expire. So if we come out of here and if I drag this to book research, it now has a little bookmark icon there. And then I can rename it, or I can send it to inbox. And definitely even if you send a recent chat to inbox or paging Polly, it will not disappear then either, because it's in your inbox or paging Polly. So if I send to inbox, I can say planner chat for landing page, and I can send that over. And similarly, I can send my mermaid ideas. I can send that to paging Polly. I can select a project. We'll do vibes only. Mermaid ideas. Export. So we'll double check inbox. There's the planner chat for landing page. If I go to resources, I can then move this to a goal or an area. And if I come over here, oh, that's regular projects. Let's go to library. If you have paging Polly and PolyDo both installed, if I go to vibes only, now mermaid ideas, show me my mermaid ideas chat. This is really great too. I know when we were doing originally paging Polly, because to chat in paging Polly, you chat directly in the window. That is still my preferred way of working with paging Polly, because of the fact that it allows you to delete both your text and its text very quickly and very easily. So it's actually a more seamless and a faster workflow if you're doing long form projects. But I know some people that prefer doing Brainstorm in a chat. And so, like, some people were asking, is there going to be a chat in Paging Polynos? No, because it's actually a worse setup. If you get used to it doing it this way, then it's actually a lot faster. But if you do want that planner chat and you would prefer a more chat interface, you can definitely do that here. And then you would just turn off your tool call because you don't need a tool call if you're just brainstorming. And you could definitely do a custom persona that specifically helps you with your genre and how you like to talk and have it have a unique personality. And that is something that you can do in the AI planner as well, even though it's not necessarily designed for that. It was designed more for the tasks and stuff. But you can definitely do that in the AI planner too. To create a new chat, you just do new chat. This closes this little sidebar and this reopens. Similarly, this guy closes and minimizes two icons, and then you can bring him back out. And then we already covered this is for the model settings to set your model. This is to set your persona, and it will show all of your personas that you've created. Obviously, this was a test one. And if we close that, this is settings. So this is your AI personas, and you can create a new persona here. So you can set a little emoji. You can name this, let's say, Romance Helper. And we could have, so I always love a tough love, like editor. Verbosity, let's say we want it to be, we'll say balanced. This is going to be creativity, not productivity. And then we would put in a system prompt. I want you, this is a terrible system prompt. FYI, I would do a lot more work on this, but just as an example, I want you to act like a tough love New York editor with 20 years of experience in the romance genre. What sells and help me write and brainstorm to market. There we go. And this defines the personality and behavior of your AI assistant, and you can create persona. And now I have my romance helper. And so if I come back to my AI planner, I can now select romance helper. And if I created a new chat with romance helper selected, then I can turn off tool calls and I can say, I'm working on, etc. And you could go from there and you can then use this as a brainstorm helper. We do have some quick tasks like weekly review, break down a task, brain dump, what should I work on? The reviews are still in alpha, but these are reviews. So you come up to Polydo, you go to reviews. There's a weekly, monthly, quarterly, and yearly review. And these are some placeholders if you want to create your own prompt for these reviews. And basically what this is designed to do is to help you get better at time estimates, at tracking your tasks, at making sure that you are actually like staying on goal, like how you're doing with habits, your energy patterns, goal summary, completion rates, all of that stuff, and project summaries. So it's a really good way to be able to take real data of what tasks you've completed, of what tasks you've put off, of your completion rates, of what your habits are looking like, and be able to then shift the week coming up or the month coming up to better utilize your time. And so that those are what those are designed for. Again, these are very much in alpha. I have not been able to play with these nearly as much as I would like. But if you do want to play with them, do so at your own risk, so to speak. These are just they are prompts with the AI planner that will get better and better from here. All right, and that is Polydo in a nutshell. Hopefully you enjoyed this tutorial, this quick start, and you're hopping in and using Polydo. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Oh, and if you want to download Polydo or the Poly Suite for free to try, we have free forever plans, and you can download that using the link down in the description. We'll see you next time.